Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about the IRL Monster Manual, which is a book that I believe Dungeon Masters and Dragon Masters are writing right now, writing on our hearts and our minds. And I really, I cannot tell you how excited I am about um, genuinely excited I am about Dungeons and Dragons' second 50 years. I think we did virtually every single thing wrong on Dungeons and Dragons for the first 50 years, and the second 50 years is about fixing all of that, right? And I think so we have Dungeon Masters and Dragon Masters keep libraries. And I've talked about these libraries before. We keep a physical library. Actually, I have multiple physical libraries. I have a library that is just books that are literally the size of the D&D Canon hardback. And then I have books that are a regular trade paperback size, right? And then I have a library of super tiny books. And then I have multiple digital libraries, right? But I think it's really important for us to start to think about ourselves. Unlike any other humans on the earth, I think we are collectively, Dungeon Masters and Dragon Masters, creating a new heart and mind library. Books that are written within us, right? They're held collectively, and we write them and we read them together as a community, right? And this IRL Monster Manual is one of the first of these books, right? So let's talk about the IRL Monster Manual. So let's talk about the D&D Canon Monster Manual. Incredibly important. We just saw the Tyler Jacobson cover for the 2024 D&D Canon hardback Monster Manual. Beautiful, right? And of course, we all have the 2014 Canon Monster Manual. And that Monster Manual is filled with foes for our Dragon Master characters, right? And every Dungeon Master knows every monster in that book, right? But not only are we Dungeon Masters creating powerful narratives with Dragon Masters, but also we are human beings, right? And as human beings, there are things that are our literal foes, things that actually threaten us, right? Now, what does threaten the modern human? Well, certainly, I can tell you right now, no animal on this planet threatens a modern human in any way, right? We're beyond it, right? Like, you could take a bog standard person from any American suburb, and they could handle 10 tigers with a tool they could put in their pocket, right? Like, it's ridiculous, right? So no animals are threats to humans, but there are things that are threats to humans, and this is the IRL Monster Manual, realizing what actually threatens us, right? So let's talk about that. What actually threatens us, and what is a threat to humans? Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the specific monster. I'm talking about the monster category. So what is a monster category that actually threatens humans? Aliens, right? Now you're like, wait a second, Scott. I don't know if aliens are real. I know you don't know if aliens are real, but I am very confident aliens are real. Why is that? Well, surprisingly, the answer is not Dungeons and Dragons. It's my evangelical Christianity. So as an evangelical, I have read the Bible. I think the count is 11 times. I think I've read the Bible 11 times. It matters on if you count, listening to it, if you count reading it, if you read the Bible in a year program, those kind of things, blah, blah, blah. Right? But I've read the Bible many times. And the Bible talks about many, many different creature types that God has created. So what has God created, right? God has created animals. God has created humans. God has created angels, right? In addition to that, God created the Nephilim. What the heck are the Nephilim? That's a good question. My humble opinion on what the Nephilim are, it was demons who slept with humans, demons who slept with human women. Those human women got pregnant, did not Roe v. Wade, and then you have Nephilim. That's a Nephilim, right? We also have humans who died and then came back to life. That's a ton of different types of life, right? The idea that God created this massive universe and didn't create additional life forms is ludicrous, right? In my humble opinion, only a fool would believe that. So I definitely believe there are aliens, right? And I definitely believe they are very real predators of humans, right? We have lots and lots of stories of people saying, hey, an alien came here and did something against my will, right? And so I think if you really look at things, monsters, things we have to actually genuinely worry about, aliens are on that list, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.